Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Call to order government operation. The first item is call for public hearing to amend City Ordinance 87.6-1 residency requirement. Ms. Porterfield.
All right, so we've been talking about this for a while, and the fact that, we're low on staff, and right now the requirement to work for the city is that you live in the city or get a waiver. So at this point in time, I'd like to entertain us expanding the footprint of where people can live in order to work for the city. As I've said before, that everyone is experiencing the same problem that we are having. And other folks as well, other municipalities and businesses, et cetera, are also expanding the footprint of where their employees can live in order to come here. So putting this forward to actually have a public hearing regarding the residency requirements. And I'd also like to point out that it has not always been required that you live in the city of Schenectady in order to work for the city of Schenectady. This particular ordinance was changed in 1988. So clearly at that time, there was a time when we didn't need it, or wasn't necessary at a time when maybe the city had many more people here, and therefore we had a larger pool of people to choose from, and now we're at a different place. So I'd like to just put this forward for a public hearing to change the code.
Any comments, any questions regarding this public hearing to amend city residency? May I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
The next item, discussion on implication of the employee misconduct. Ms. Porterfield.
As I understand this, and speaking with the mayor, there is an ongoing investigation, so this would need to go into executive session. You can't hear me?
I didn't hear the last part of that. I'm sorry.
This would need to go in executive session.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we need a motion. We need a
A
motion
motion to recess.
Second, all in
All in
favor?
favor? Aye. I'd like to call to order City Development and Planning. We have 4 items on the agenda. The first item is 145 Barrett Street Historic Landmark Designation. I don't see Ms. Diat here. Is there anyone here to speak to that?
At this point, I think it's just pro forma. I don't know specific questions that I could answer, or it's just moving through the process.
I think the Planning Commission reviewed this application. I think it was referred to the Planning Commission. And at the June 15th meeting, they issued a resolution of support to designate the site a historic landmark. So now it's coming back to the City Council for action if the City Council so inclined.
Are there any questions?
I'll move it.
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the Sunnyview Belmont Avenue rezoning planning commission referral. Again, Ms. Diat, who's not here. Mr. Colton, would you speak to this as well?
I will. I'm just going to get to the page here. Sorry. Excuse me. There's a lot of pages.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Got it. Again, there was a public hearing already on this. The City Council had referred this to the Planning Commission. It involved the rezoning of the parcels. It was considered by the Planning Commission at the June 15th meeting, and the Commission issued a unanimous recommendation to the Council to approve the zoning change of the parcels. With the additional finding, the Planning Commission looks forward to working with Sunnyview to improve the overall efficiency and code compliance of their properties.
Are there any questions?
I'll move it.
second,
All those in favor?
aye.
The next item is to authorize the mayor as his designee to award the Brandywine Avenue Safety Improvements Project to Callahan Industries. Ms. Wong.
Thank you. The award that we have here is a rebid. The project was originally bid over a month ago. However, it was bid with the add-all included in the base bid. The number that we got was similar, I would say, to what we have here. It was over $2 million. The budget for the project is not that large. We were able to secure some safety funds to bring it up. However, still they will only cover the base bid. I will say that I have talked to some people who are experts in the area about the success of raised intersections, which was the base bid. And to date, without going on the record with who I talked with, the costs associated with them right now do not weigh the investment. They are large precast panels that get put in to the intersection, turns the entire intersection to a slightly raised concrete area. And you see that the cost for that would be a little over $500,000. That would be $500,000 that the city would have to bear entirely due to the budget. And like I said, talking to people, we are going to be reconstructing, striping, new signals, really trying to, improve with typical measures. So I don't think that $500,000 investment is worth it at this time. We can probably move that money elsewhere and do other improvements. So I'm comfortable moving forward with the base bid. The reason I just explained that is because the bids would shift depending on if we were to take the alternate. So I just want to make sure that everyone's aware of that. So these are the closest bids in my 10-year history. If you do the math, they're actually separated by 0.03%. $5,000 on a $1.7 million bid. I mean, that's
Amazing.
unbelievable. So I am comfortable moving forward with the base bid with Colin and without the add-on. Any questions at the time? The only thing is they come with the schedule. I don't know how the schedule is going to work. As you can tell from other projects, even if we were to start this year with Colin and components, signal components mainly, and things that involve metal or brackets or computers,
Yeah.
they are all on huge lead times. And so it may not be the wisest that we start immediately. We may want to order, do our shop drawings, and then start right in the spring. I will, make the mayor aware and people, but I just want to make sure this is step one. I don't want to promise that we're going to have a shovel in the ground in September, because if we can't get the signals and some of the components, it kind of might leave us in this half-baked situation. I have to find out.
Any questions?
I'll move this.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wallen. And the last item on the agenda is easement agreement with the town of Rotterdam. Mr. Colden.
Thank you. The city owns a property in the town of Rotterdam. It's identified as section block and lot 60.17-2-26. It's a vacant parcel. It's approximately 7.77 acres. The town of Rotterdam has approached the city. They have a drainage project that they're looking to put together. In order to move ahead with it, they're seeking an easement from the city so that they can access the property for the purposes of the project. As I said, it will have negligent impact on the city. As I mentioned, it is vacant land. I included a survey showing the area in which the easement would be covered. I've spoken to Paul LaFawn about this. He doesn't see any impact on his projects or his use of any properties in Rotterdam related to this. So looking to potentially enter into an agreement.
Mayor?
There's some ongoing negotiations with the town of Rotterdam, a couple things where this is part of it. So before the council votes on this, I'd like to brief you on some of the things that are part of ongoing negotiations. So that would require just a brief time in executive session.
Okay. Okay, well, then at this point in time, I entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.